Coming up, why police are reminding you to lock your cars after a series of car burglaries around the Sarasota Bayfront. Plus, a new reward being offered for information leading to a suspect involved in a deadly bar shooting in Bradenton. And how you can take part in a virtual ride-along with Sarasota Police. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Our top story today: in the wake of a series of shootings in North Sarasota, police will again hold a Stop the Violence discussion tonight in Newtown. ABC 7's Marla Spence has a preview from the Robert L. Taylor Community Complex.
This is the second Stop the Violence forum that'll be held right here at the Robert L. Taylor Community Complex. The Sarasota Police Department wants to continue the conversation of gun violence since its last forum meeting in May. Both forums comes after a string of shootings in the Newtown community in the last month. Law enforcement responded to at least 7 shootings in Newtown since May 8th and at least 17 since the beginning of the year. Chief Bernadette DePino will focus on 5 primary areas to stop gun violence, which are legislative initiatives, mental health, education, community engagement, and prevention. We had the chance to speak with Chief DePino. She says today she will be sharing some information she received at a gun violence seminar last week in Washington, D.C.
Gun violence is one of those things that I just coming from the seminar recognize that it is going on all over the country. And that's what I'm hoping, that by doing these different meetings and really analyzing gun violence, why it takes place, who's carrying guns, why they're carrying guns, will help us be able to try to mitigate the gun violence.
She says although Sarasota's crime rate is very low compared to other communities across the country, one shooting or one homicide is far too many.
What we want to do is we want to work with the community, have them help us identify the individuals that are actually committing crimes and that are carrying guns illegally.
Tonight's forum is between 6:30 to 8 tonight. For those who did not make it to last month's forum, they have a chance to do so tonight if they want to learn what's being done to stop the violence or give their feedback. I'm Marla Spence reporting in Sarasota for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Marla, thank you. A series of car burglaries around the Sarasota Bayfront and Coquina Beach has police reminding everyone to lock their doors and remove valuables from your vehicles. Sarasota police say at least 10 victims reported car break-ins Wednesday at Marina Jack and Bird Key Park near the Rinling Bridge. Windows were smashed and valuables were taken. A viewer also called us about a theft she experienced at Coquina Beach. She says her car was locked and the thieves still broke in and stole her purse. Police again reminding you to hide anything of value inside your car. A shooting leaves a Palmetto man injured. Manatee County Sheriff's investigators say the victim was shot last night along 9th Avenue Drive East in Palmetto. The victim telling deputies he was shot by a stray bullet coming from an unknown shooter. The victim was later taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police are trying to identify a couple wanted for burglary in Bradenton. Police sharing these photos of a man and woman committing the crime. Police have not revealed which business was burglarized. If you recognize either one of them, call Manatee County Crime Stoppers at 866-634-TIPS. A Venice man is busted for uploading child pornography to a website. 33-year-old Richard Kucha charged with after sheriff's deputies determined a particular IP address in his home was used to put the image online. Kucha is now facing federal charges for transmitting obscene material. New at noon, the Gold Star Club of Manatee County is offering a $5,000 reward for information in a deadly shooting outside of a Bradenton bar last weekend. Gabriel Conde was shot and killed during an altercation outside Tommyknockers. Along with the Gold Star Club reward, Crime Stoppers is also offering $3,000 for information that leads to an arrest. Call Crime Stoppers in Manatee County if you're in that area of Tommyknockers around the time of the shooting. Happening tonight is your chance to follow the Sarasota Police Department as they patrol our streets. Police hosting another Tweet from the Beat event starting at 8 o'clock this evening. They'll take you behind the scenes of their night shift patrol on Twitter. To follow along, just look for @SarasotaPD on Twitter. Let's go check now on our weather with meteorologist John Scalzi. And nice day so far out there.
Sure. A lot of sunshine to start off the day. Near the coastline, I think we'll have a fair amount of sunshine all day long. Maybe an isolated shower or two. We've got a thunderstorm that's in progress now, so
it's already starting.
Starting up.
Yeah.
Starting up, yes indeed. The pretty active Last couple of days in inland areas continues again today with a good chance of showers and thunderstorms east of the interstate mostly. We've had a lot of showers out in Gulf waters, but so far not a whole lot over land. But over the course of the last hour or so, we've seen a few pop up. We have around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor, around the mouth of Tampa Bay. That is probably the best location for seeing showers closer to the coastline, as you get some localized breezes there that'll help kick those off. But we're already seeing some in Northport and over Mayaca and in Hardee and DeSoto County beginning to form. So it's on its way. Those showers and thunderstorms will become more numerous as we progress through the day. You can see lots of cloud cover kind of coming up from the south. We have a southerly flow that's continuing to pump moisture our way, and that's going to bring us that 30% chance of a shower later today. That decreases this evening to about a 20% chance. And if you're in inland areas, inland Charlotte and Manatee and Hardee and DeSoto, you could probably almost double that 30%. Daytime high, again warm, near 90. We were at 90 yesterday and probably be there or close to it today. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. President Trump turning 72 years old today. He already began celebrating earlier this week while in Singapore, where their foreign minister there tweeted a photo of the president with the caption, "Celebrating a bit early." There's no word yet on what other plans may be in store for President Trump throughout the day. And new developments today in the talks for peace in the Korean Peninsula. North Korean media now referring to President Trump as supreme leader, putting him on par with Kim Jong-un. ABC's Aaron Katersky tells us what this could mean in taking steps toward denuclearization.
On North Korean state television, a new look for the American president. Once denounced as a child, President Trump is now hailed as Supreme Leader of the United States, on par with Kim Jong-un. North Koreans did not see images of the summit in Singapore until now. 2 days after Trump and Kim signed a document their two nations appear to be interpreting differently. North Korea reported sanctions would be lifted gradually. In China today, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo made clear the U.S. has a different view.
We have made very clear that the sanctions and the economic relief that North Korea will receive will only happen after the full denuclearization, the complete denuclearization of North Korea.
As Pompeo sought to reassure American allies in Asia about the outcome of the summit, South Korea's foreign minister told ABC News her country was surprised President Trump agreed to end military exercises, and she expressed skepticism Kim can be trusted.
Trust is a tricky word, I think, but I think my president has confidence that he has decided and he is determined to deliver on the new course that he has set for his country.
Back at home, President Trump on Fox News appeared to downplay Kim's history of human rights abuses.
A lot of other people done some really bad things. I mean, I could go through a lot of nations where a lot of bad things were done.
5 months ago, the president called North Korea the most brutally repressive regime on earth. Aaron Katersky, ABC News, New York.
Here at home, the head of Manatee County's Veterans Council is keeping a close eye on an executive order President Trump signed earlier this year. It's a new plan that would give more benefits to service members who are transitioning from the military to civilian life. It's an effort to decrease veteran suicides. ABC 7's Ray Collins is here with the story. Ray?
Scott, studies show that vets who recently leave the military are 2 to 3 times more likely to take their own lives than those still on active duty. This executive order directs the Departments of Defense, Veterans Affairs, and Homeland Security to provide seamless access to mental health treatment and suicide prevention resources. But the chairman of the Manatee County Veterans Council says he is still waiting to see the program put in place before any more lives are lost.
It's long overdue, but remember, this executive order is really identifying the need to develop programs. It doesn't mean we have something actually working yet. So it took almost 3 years to get a veteran ID card. So I'm kind of interested if the VA and as well as Department of Defense will really put as much resources and attention on this. It's very, very important that the mental health of these veterans are taken care of.
And Hunzinger says it's not just the stress of being in war, it's also the stress of resuming to normal life. Scott?
All right, Ray, thank you so much. To get the latest analysis on everything happening in Washington and news right here on the Suncoast, we invite you to download our app. You can find it at in your app store under WWSB or My Suncoast. Still to come in your Suncoast News, how the pounds could add up fast, not by eating at home, but by eating the goodies at work. And then later, new details on President Trump's former personal attorney. Will Michael Cohen now turn on the commander-in-chief?
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish! In your face! In your face!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota. The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So here's a nice shot that was sent in by Matt Smith, who is our director of mosquito control, by the way, and he's an excellent photographer. He sent in this shot from the celery fields yesterday of thunderstorms in the afternoon, and we're likely to see the same sort of situation develop again today. Beautiful shot of the lightning. We have actually some cloud-to-cloud lightning just above my head there, and we also have some cloud-to-ground lightning as well. We have a thunderstorm in progress now, and I'm sure that areas around Northport look very similar to what that picture looks like as well. Dark skies, torrential rains, frequent lightning pops, that sort of thing. 88 degrees, the current air temperature, or the forecast air temperature, with I'd say probably a daytime high of about 89, but 88 by around 3 o'clock. 30% chance of showers closer to the coastline. Inland, the rain chances will probably be much higher than that. 85 degrees as we head into the 7 p.m. hour, and about a 20% chance of rain. Then as we head into the overnight, I think things will calm down quite a bit. So, obviously, lots of moisture to work with in the atmosphere. We have numerous showers and thunderstorms kind of ringing the state and carrying on up the east coast. The little trough of low pressure that exists over here that's producing some heavier rainfall. High pressure out in the Atlantic that kind of noses in across the state, and that brings generally light winds so that you develop a sea breeze, and already we're picking up kind of a line of showers beginning to start east of the interstate for the most part. Around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor, you get some localized breezes that kick off a few more showers closer to the coast initially, but all of that will move generally inland as we head into the next couple of hours. Right now, the heaviest storm is in Northport, moving along Hillsborough Boulevard and on up toward Toledo Blade, I think, over the course of the next 15 minutes or so. As it moves northeastward, it'll tend to fall apart, but it's producing heavy rainfall now. Over the course of today and tomorrow, we get those showers inland that generally try to move back to the coast, but dissipate before they really get much of a chance to do that. So the heaviest of the rain definitely inland along the sea breeze front. Tomorrow morning, we might pick up, like we did this morning, a chance at a shower or two along the coastline, but the rain chance will be minimal, about 10% or so before the showers build in inland areas later in the day. So mostly inland showers, more sunshine near the coast. And so far, the tropics are pretty calm, only a 10% chance of this storm developing any kind of organization over the course of the next 5 days, but certainly bringing some wet weather to parts of the western Gulf waters. Southwest wind at about 5 to 10. We'll look for those winds to kind of pick up a little bit this evening. And the extended range forecast looks good. Temperatures will be about 90 degrees for the next couple of days with a 20 to 30% chance of showers. Some of that tropical moisture I just pointed out might bring us a little better rain chance on Sunday, but then we'll be able to trim back those rain chances as we head into the middle of next work week. Back to you, Scott.
All right, John, thanks. In Health Smart, a new study by the American Society of Microbiology suggests kitchen towels could lead to food poisoning. Researchers looked at 100 kitchen towels after 1 month of being used. They found E. coli showed up more often than any other bacterium. E. coli indicates possible fecal contamination or a lack of hygiene. Even though it could cost you more, researchers say you should use single use towels instead of those multi-purpose towels to avoid any cross-contamination. Well, let's be honest, the best part of a work meeting or gathering is often all the free food. Cookies, pastries, donuts, you name it. And while they're all delicious, they may also be adding some unwanted pounds. Melissa Rainey shows us just how quickly your health can be affected in today's Health Smart.
Research conducted by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention found that the foods people are eating at work, both from places like the cafeteria or vending machine and the free stuff beside the water cooler, can be high in salt and refined grains like bagels and pizza, and low in whole grains and fruits. The study followed more than 5,000 employed adults across the U.S. and tracked the food and drinks they purchased at work and the free-for-alls in the break rooms. The result? Among the most commonly selected items are coffee, regular and diet soft drinks, sandwiches, salads, pizza, and baked goods. According to an epidemiologist for the CDC, in a given 7-day period, almost a quarter of the employees in the study consumed almost 1,300 calories from food they got at work, sometimes in a single snack. And about 70% of those calories were from the free food, so you may want to skip the cupcakes next time. The study did offer a couple of solutions to employers, and that's to promote more wellness in the workplace and incorporate healthier food and snack options in vending machines. For today's Health Minute, I'm Melissa Rainey reporting.
All right, let's head over to the kitchen now. Chef Larry Barrett joins us today from Simply Gourmet in Sarasota. Larry, great to see you again. What's on your menu for today?
Today, it's one word, elote. It's a fantastic Mexican corn dish. I'm going to pair it up with some garlic marinated shrimp kebabs. I think you're going to love it. I'll show you how to do it when we get back.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Hunger is a growing problem in our area, and a huge number of Suncoast residents are suffering in silence.
It could be your coworker,
Your child's classmate.
or your friend fighting to secure their next meal. But you can help.
ABC7 is partnering with local organizations to help feed the Suncoast.
Go to mysuncoast.com/hunger to join the fight. Help us.
Help the hungry.
It's summer on the Suncoast, and you know what that means. It's Friday Fest season.
And you are invited. Join ABC7 for the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall's free outdoor summertime concert series.
Jam to dance music by Ja Movement on June 22nd. The Movement is sure to get you dancing.
With food trucks, beverage vendors, and more, it's the perfect spot to enjoy great music and a summer sunset over the bay.
For more information, go to this number or go to mysuncoast.com/FridayFest.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
Welcome back. New at noon, ABC News has learned President Trump's longtime personal attorney, Michael Cohen, is now likely to cooperate with federal investigators. ABC's Maggie Rulli explains what this could mean for the commander-in-chief.
He stood by the president's side for more than a decade as his personal lawyer.
I'll do anything to protect Mr. Trump.
But is the president's former fixer going to flip? Sources tell ABC News Michael Cohen is likely to cooperate with federal prosecutors. Word is he's parting ways with his own attorneys. Among the reasons, a source says concern over payment of legal fees. Cohen has been under extreme pressure. The U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York is investigating Cohen's personal business dealings, including his role in facilitating a hush payment to Stormy Daniels, who claimed she had an affair with President Trump. In April, FBI agents raided his apartment, office, and hotel room, seizing documents and more than a dozen phones and electronic devices.
I think when you are looking at that kind of paper trail, you have every incentive to cooperate.
But legal experts disagree about what that cooperation might look like.
We don't even know what he's got to say yet, and probably neither do the prosecutors. So we should relax about it and remember that Michael Cohen's role was a narrow one on the business side.
I completely disagree, of course. The bottom line is if you have 3 clients, one of which is Donald Trump, and you are being investigated for possible bank fraud or wire fraud or this hush payment that was possibly made or definitely made to Stormy Daniels, I think the two are inextricably tied.
Cohen has not been charged with any crime. And the pressure is mounting. By tomorrow, Cohen's current legal team must finish reviewing the millions of documents seized in those raids. And whatever is not protected by attorney-client privilege will be turned over to prosecutors, and they could use it to build a potential criminal case against Cohen. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
Back to the kitchen now. John is there with our good friend, Chef Larry Barrett from Simply Gourmet in Sarasota. Guys?
Always a pleasure having this guy in the kitchen because he cooks up something delicious. And it's, how to describe it? It's really healthy,
It always
good
is
food.
healthy.
Yeah.
I eat it myself.
I love that. I love that because sometimes, we do lots of cream sauces on the
Right,
show and all that kinds of
exactly.
things.
I think
But this
they're
is
nice.
really good, healthy stuff.
Now, this is called elote. It's
Elotes.
Mexican street food. Usually,
Yeah.
they take it, roast a whole ear of corn, slather it with a little mayonnaise and crema, and roll it in this cojita cheese. I take the corn off the cob because I serve a lot of large parties, and you can't, in a fine dining experience, you really can't go ahead and serve corn on the cob.
Right.
So I take a dry pan because this will simulate the roasting. Get a little bit of that brownness on that corn. I'd let it go for a few extra minutes.
This is raw corn?
This is raw corn.
Oh, so okay.
Let me show you the most important thing, though, and it's a really great technique. Taking the corn off the cob. This is what you always want to do when you're using your cutting board. Flat end of anything. When you cut an onion in half, always flat end down. But to take the corn off the cob, tip of the knife, and then just work it toward the back.
And I'm guessing the second most important rule is to cut down.
That is, and let gravity do its work. Very good. But if you took it and you just went like this, it's not that easy. This way, much easier. And we can just throw it right in there. If you're making a soup, a great thing to do, take the back of the knife and all that, it's called milk cream. And it's very nice to put in the soup.
No kidding.
Yeah,
cool.
And so
Okay.
we'll give this a little stir. You see it sticking, and that's great because then it's going to start browning a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of onion, get those a little translucent, and some red pepper. And I'll add the scallions in just a minute.
So how long would you cook this in a skillet before it becomes
not long?
Proper tenderness.
As soon as they're little pieces of brown color on that corn, you're in good shape.
So
you know?
3-4 minutes, maybe?
Yeah, maybe even less. You could roast the corn and take it off the cob like that and do it that way too. It'd be a little bit more flavorful. And then we'll throw in some scallion, a little bit of chopped garlic, and then maybe a little parsley at this stage. We'll add some more later. Some salt. I like using kosher salt because you could see it. You know what I mean?
Gives a little crunch?
Yeah, a little bit. And you could see how much you're putting in. I like that. And I like using my fingers when I do it too. Sometimes we cook for so many people, we shake it just right out of the box. And that takes a couple of years of experience. Anybody that comes into the kitchen and is brand new, I don't let them mess around with that.
Well, I can't remember the last time I cooked for 150.
Yeah. That's every weekend for us is a couple of hundred people
Got
going
about 30
on.
left.
And then we'll take this, we put it into a bowl, and then...
But I'll give you an extra 30, how's that?
That sounds good to me. I could use it. Let's put this over here for now. And then you add this crema. It's a Mexican crema, a little mayonnaise is in there too, and some cilantro.
Okay.
And then we give that a mix. We add this cojita cheese, which is a lot like Parmesan cheese. And then a couple of these grape tomatoes.
Looks
for
like
color.
you've got some red pepper there, or some chili pepper or something?
Yes, that's some chili pepper, and that is the dish.
And
right
while you
there.
stir that up and plate it, I'll remind everybody the recipe's on our website, mysuncoast.com. Click on the dining button. It'll take you right there with all your video instructions. And voila, chef's final product.
It makes
and
a
doesn't it
beautiful,
look great?
beautiful little garnish just using that on the edge of the plate and allows people to use it or not.
Larry Barrett, Simply Gourmet. Thank you very much, sir.
Voila.
Looks delicious.
Thank you so
Right
much,
back.
John. Appreciate it.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Coming up, severe weather ripping through parts of the country, while several states are also dealing with a string of wildfires. Plus, 1 year after a deadly shooting at a GOP congressional baseball practice, how injured Representative Steve Scalise hopes to take the field today. And why plans to repair the Venice fishing pier are being pushed back to next year.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. Our top story at 12:30. Severe storms slamming northeast Pennsylvania. ABC's Diane Macedo explains how conditions could get worse today and why other parts of the country are now dealing with another big problem in wildfires.
Severe storms slamming northeast Pennsylvania.
Just a lot of damage.
A suspected tornado tore through Wilkes-Barre Township, tearing apart a mall. The high winds damaged this Panera Bread and destroyed other businesses, including a Dick's Sporting Goods and a Barnes & Noble.
So we took a ride down there, and the back half of Barnes & Noble's roof was blown off. The whole entire front of Dick's Sporting Goods was blown off. There was all debris all over the parking lot.
Witnesses describe a very strong smell of gas. Firefighters are clearing the area, even asking Carolyn Blackburn with our station in Scranton to evacuate in the middle of a live report.
Here's a look at the Eddie Bauer outlet as well as the Men's Warehouse and the Barnes & Noble over there. The Eddie Bauer outlet, as far as we can see, the storefront has been completely smashed in. And again, we can see debris all over the place. There's a very heavy police presence here as well as emergency crews and firefighters. It appears we have to get going.
Meanwhile, in the West, dry conditions are fueling at least 43 fires across 12 states this morning. One of the most destructive is in Colorado, where more than 26,000 acres have burned.
It was a little scary for sure, thinking your house is up there and hidden in the smoke.
In Moab, Utah, fire tore through 8 homes. The flames spread so quickly, some residents got out with only the clothing on their backs. A fire in Wyoming has doubled in size in the last 24 hours, forcing the closure of a major highway. And in Nevada, officials say campers burning waste might be to blame for a 500-acre fire near Lake Tahoe. Diane Macedo, ABC News, New York.
And more now on that wildfire in Colorado. The 416 fire, it's being called, in Durango has forced thousands from their homes. Firefighters say the blaze that started on June 1st is just now 10% contained. The dry weather in that area is making it very hard to contain. There's no more than a 20% chance of rain forecast in that area until Saturday. New at noon, the hunt is on for a shooter targeting vehicles in Washington state. Police say they are asking the public for help as they try to find the person who opened fire and hit 4 vehicles driving on a busy roadway near the SeaTac airport. None of the victims say they saw anything suspicious. Troopers say they do not believe this was a drive-by shooting. Instead, they think the gunman took the shots from the side of the road. All the cars were heading south and were hit on the driver's side. Happening today, it has been 1 year now since that devastating Grenfell Tower fire in London. The city lighting buildings green for Grenfell in honor of the victims and their families. It was just after midnight on June 14th of last year that flames raced up that tower, killing 72 people inside. Also happening today, it's been 1 year since a gunman opened fire at a GOP congressional baseball practice. Congressman Steve Scalise, one of the victims of that shooting, is expected to play tonight in Washington as part of the 2018 annual game. Last year, 5 people, including Scalise, were wounded by a lone gunman. It's a moment Scalise could not recall fully until just a few weeks ago when he returned for the first time to that field where the shooting happened. By his side, the man who helped save his life, Capitol Police Officer David Bailey.
The shooter's just firing away at us, unobstructed, right behind the third base dugout. He runs out to first base. I'm laying on the ground over there. He runs out to first base, starts shooting at the guy. And I mean, he's totally exposed. It was an intense shootout, and he was heavily outgunned. Got hit, Crystal got hit, and both of them kept going at it.
Scalise's team members say the ordeal has brought them closer together, and while their goal may still be to beat the Democrats, it's now a game with so much more meaning than just the final score. Some new developments out of Las Vegas, where several hours of body camera footage have been released related to a deadly mass shooting there. They show the heroic efforts by police during the October massacre. Some of the video shows officers rushing toward the stage and helping concertgoers as gunfire rained down from above. Other footage appears to show police moving in on a hotel room in the Mandalay Bay Hotel as the shooting took place. The footage released by the Las Vegas Police Department as part of an ongoing investigation. Happening in Florida, Agriculture Commissioner and candidate for governor Adam Putnam is defending his department's failure in reviewing background checks for those seeking concealed weapons licenses. Putnam says his agency acted properly after learning that it failed for more than a year to conduct background checks. An Office of Inspector General report shows that between February of 2016 and March of last year, the department did not access an FBI crime database because an employee was unable to log into the system. That meant enhanced background checks were not done on 365 applications, 291 of which were later revoked once the proper checks were done.
If any of the 291 had committed a crime while in possession of that CWL, we would have been made aware of that, because depending on the crime, they would have had to have that revoked.
Putnam says his immediate focus is on making sure the mistake does not happen again. The official start of summer is only a week away, but mosquitoes have already arrived here on the Suncoast. The annoying pest can ruin an outdoor event and leave you itching for days. Sarasota County's Director of Mosquito Management has some tips on how you can protect yourself.
If you want to stay safe from mosquito disease, the first thing to do is don't get bit. And that involves, of course, the stuff which hopefully everybody has heard and taken to heart by now, which is remove all the containers and anything that holds water around your house. Wear repellents, specifically ones that are endorsed by the CDC, proven effective. Cover your skin with clothing, loose, light-fitting clothing.
Despite recent rainfall, Smith says we have not seen the mosquito population increase significantly. Take a look at this. A massive dust storm is causing some disruptions for NASA's Opportunity mission on Mars. The 15-year-old Opportunity rover last sent a transmission on Sunday. It's powered by sunlight, and the dust storm has blocked the sun's rays. So Opportunity went into sleep mode. NASA scientists say once that storm clears, the rover should begin communicating again. The scope of this storm covers almost a quarter of Mars and has steadily gotten worse in the past few weeks. Right now, spacewalking astronauts are setting up cameras for new crew capsules set to arrive in coming months to the International Space Station. Those cameras are meant to provide sharp views of commercial crew capsules coming into dock. Until SpaceX and Boeing start flying astronauts, NASA must rely solely now on Russian capsules for getting to and from the 250-mile high outpost. Now, NASA has not launched any astronauts into space from U.S. soil since the last shuttle flight back in 2011. SpaceX and Boeing are aiming for test flights from Cape Canaveral by the end of this year. And now John Scalzi joins us again for a look at our weather. We're seeing the SpaceX missions going off, carrying satellites and things, but yeah, it's been too long.
It's an exciting time, I think, in the space world. You know.
Yeah.
Things are starting to really start cranking up again, and it won't be long before we start launching people once again, I think.
And looking beyond orbit too.
Oh yeah. Heading out there, you know. Hopefully we'll get to Mars in my lifetime. I mean, that would be really nice.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Anyway, we have some cloud cover out there this morning on a Lakewood Ranch webcam. That's visible. The cloud cover will eventually lead to showers and thunderstorms around the region. You can watch them kind of build in height as we progress through the time lapse. And now we have some storms that are just a little bit away from producing showers, some that are already producing showers. So we have a line that is building as a sea breeze begins to develop and old boundaries interact, and we start to get all that moisture beginning to release its heat energy in the form of thunderstorms. And we got one pretty good complex just to the south around Northport, Port Charlotte, seeing some pretty good thunderstorm activity there. That's in the process of kind of fading away, but a whole line is beginning to develop, and I think as we head into the next couple of hours, we'll see plenty of activity in inland areas mostly. Along the coastline, we'll see a few fair weather clouds stream up from the south, but I think most of the activity by far will be in inland locations. Still, I give about a 30% chance of coastal regions seeing some showers this afternoon. Inland, I think the chance will be much better, maybe double that actually, as showers and thunderstorms form. And as they die and the heating starts to fade this evening, some of them may work their way back to the coast. About a 20% chance of that. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in a few. Scott.
All right, John, thank you. New at noon, a Florida man allegedly took illegal drugs to the sheriff's office after a bad reaction. Apparently, he believes the person who sold him the drugs gave him the wrong ones, and he wanted to press charges. Well, Douglas Kelly from Putnam County was arrested and charged with possession of meth after police tested his drugs. Deputies said they were happy to help, adding in a Facebook post, quote, "Public notice, if you believe you were sold bad drugs, we are offering a free service to test them for you." The brother of the accused Parkland shooter is launching an online anti-bullying campaign. The civil rights group representing Zachary Cruz says the nationwide initiative will be called WIN, which stands for We Isolate No One, and aims to create youth-led student organizational chapters in schools nationwide. The campaign will also feature a 24-hour anti-bullying hotline. The group says Cruz saw firsthand the impact bullying had on his brother Nicholas, who confessed to killing 17 people in the mass shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in February. Sarasota City Commissioners voting recently to renovate the Bobby Jones Golf Club, but first they're asking for your opinion. The first of 4 public meetings was held at Payne Park yesterday. Most of the attendees were in favor of spending the $16 million to fix the course's issues. Bobby Jones staff says there are major problems with flooding, irrigation, and the course's greens. This year, the course needs more than $400,000 just to get by.
What's important to our citizens and our visitors, and to attract businesses and to attract people to move here, is the green space. We have over 300 acres of green space. Once we start chopping that up, repurposing it for whatever reason, we'll never get it back.
Commissioners have asked the Bobby Jones staff to give them feedback within the next 60 days. There's still one more meeting at City Hall coming up this evening at 5:30. An update now on plans to repair the Venice Fishing Pier. A shortage of wood means that the pier will now go through another tourism season before it gets a permanent fix. After damage from Hurricane Irma, the pier had to be closed while its structural integrity was evaluated. City officials determined it could be repaired and then reopened for this year's season, but then closed again for more extensive work. But now the city says the Brazilian hardwood that's needed for the pier is unavailable and could take up to 5 months to get delivered. So the city has decided to delay the pier repairs until after next April. Still to come in your Suncoast News, why a new update coming to your iPhone is causing some headaches for law enforcement across the country.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease a new Subaru Impreza today for just $155 a month. Or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
When I was growing up, my mom told us, always treat others the way you want to be treated. She did business with companies that shared her values, like Mutual of Omaha. She had a guaranteed whole life insurance policy through United of Omaha Life Insurance Company, a Mutual of Omaha company. When my mother passed away, her United of Omaha policy helped cover her funeral expenses and bills, and they had money on its way to us within 24 hours.
United of Omaha is here to take care of you. When you call the number on your screen, we'll help find the right policy for you. If you're between 45 and 85, you can get coverage up to $25,000 with no medical exam. Call us right now at the number on your screen.
Now I know I'll be taking care of my family, even after I'm gone.
United of Omaha guaranteed whole life insurance. Call or go online now. Be there for their future.
Florida Studio Theater presents Always Patsy Cline, now held over due to popular demand. A tuneful and memorable tribute, Patsy Cline's rise to legendary stardom is told through the eyes of her biggest fan. Featuring such hit songs as Walkin' After Midnight, I Fall to Pieces, Crazy, and many more you know and love. Critics are calling Always Patsy Cline warm and genuine and engaging. Audiences calling it outstanding. Always Patsy Cline is now playing. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we are looking at a temperature of about 88, 89 degrees, maybe close to 90 as we head into the 3 p.m. hour, 30% chance of showers at that point. And then as we head into the evening, a 20% chance of showers as some of the inland storms work their way back to the coast. Now, if you're in inland areas, the chance of those storms will be much greater, actually. We look at 78 degrees by 12 a.m. and then by 7 tomorrow morning, about a 10% chance of a coastal shower for residents, just like we had this morning. So we have lots of moisture to work with across the state, and we have plenty of showers in progress right now. The heaviest of the showers located east of the interstate for the most part, except down in Charlotte County and extreme southern parts of Sarasota County, where we have some pretty good storms in progress. But most of them kind of ringing Mayaca right now. Lakewood Ranch seeing a light shower, Hidden River, and then points inland in Hardy and DeSoto. But down to the south is where our biggest storm is right now. It's moving toward 41. And that storm is producing some fairly heavy rainfall. It'll gradually drift closer to Port Charlotte before it kind of starts to fade. This area of disturbed weather is still being monitored. We're watching it. It's been popping up in computer models for about a week and a half now. But a chance of any kind of development here is pretty minimal. I mean, about as low as you can get without having no chance at all. 0% chance over 2 days and then 10% chance over 5 days. So we're not going to see much happen with this system, except that a lot of moisture will get injected into the western Gulf. Now watch this. This is the moisture available for rain, what we call precipitable water, water that can precipitate out. And the red here is high moisture content air. The cooler colors are a little bit drier air. And watch what happens to this slug of moisture. It just heads right up toward Texas and up toward areas of Louisiana Delta region. Well, as that happens, it kind of opens the door for a little bit of moisture to sink south into our area as well over the weekend. And I think Sunday into Monday we have a chance of seeing some perhaps a little bit better rain chances because of that. It's going to be very heavy rainfall for parts of Texas, though, potentially. Southwest wind coming in at about 5 to 10 this afternoon. Nice day for boating, even offshore. We're looking at some pretty nice conditions out there. Forecast calls for a daytime high today, as I mentioned, coming in around 90. Actually, for the next couple of days, it'll be close to 90 with a 20 to 30% chance of showers. That slug of moisture hits us on Sunday, and we up the rain chance to about 40% near the coast, probably better than that in inland areas. And then as we head into next work week, we'll start to trend those rain chances down again. Temperatures throughout the period will be warm, seasonable, coming in near the 90-degree mark or just a little bit lower than. Back to you.
All right, John, thank you. In consumer news, Comcast is now in a bidding war with Disney over 21st Century Fox. The telecom giant has entered a $65 billion cash bid to buy most of the company. Last December, Disney offered over $52 billion for the same parts of Fox. In either deal, Fox would remain in control of Fox News, the Fox Sports national cable channels, and the Fox Broadcasting Network. This new bid comes only a day after courts approved the merger between AT&T and Time Warner, which is the parent company of CNN. Plus, a new iPhone software update will cut off all communication through the USB port when that phone has not been unlocked for more than an hour. The biggest holdup with the update has not been from customers, but from law enforcement, because this change could stop authorities from accessing phones during criminal investigations. Apple says it's all to help block hackers and not to hinder police work. Allegiant Air has canceled several upcoming flights in Florida due to new aircraft delivery delays. An airline spokeswoman says Allegiant is transitioning to an all Airbus fleet, and the delay has strained its resources. An airline travel advisory says at least 16 upcoming flights over the next few days at St. Pete Clearwater International Airport have been canceled. Passengers have been offered refunds or reaccommodation. And Spirit Airlines will soon be offering new flights from North Carolina to Florida. Spirit plans to offer these flights twice a week from Greensboro Airport to Tampa and Fort Lauderdale starting September 6th, and then 3 times a week between Greensboro and Orlando starting on the 7th of September. Still to come in your Suncoast News, actor Sylvester Stallone is the newest Hollywood heavyweight accused of sexual assault. We'll have details of that case right after this.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live. I live. She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
In entertainment news, The Incredibles returns to theaters across the country tonight, and a classic horror film is getting a new sequel. ABC's Jason Nathanson has those stories from Hollywood in the Showbiz Wrap.
Yeah, baby!
The long-awaited sequel to The Incredibles hits theaters tonight. Disney Pixar's Incredibles 2 reunites Holly Hunter as Elastigirl with Craig T. Nelson as Mr. Incredible, the superhero parents to 3 superhero kids. And Holly Hunter tells us they agreed to do it, although they never saw a script, even when filming.
We got these pieces of, it was like, you know, almost like thin cardboard that would be a small stack per scene.
Who needs a script? Critics are digging it. Incredibles 2 opens tonight.
Stand up, fight back!
Actor John Cusack speaking out against U.S. immigration policy, joining a protest in D.C. Wednesday and telling us it's time to stop separating parents and children.
Dr. King said you have to educate, then you negotiate, and then you take direct action. Yes. You can't negotiate with people who are taking children away from their mothers and fathers and throwing them in cages. That's right. It's time for direct action. That's right.
The protest was held on the doorstep of the U.S. Customs and Border Protection headquarters. A sequel is coming to the classic horror movie The Shining, and it'll star Ewan McGregor. Variety says the film, which has been in the works for a while but never had a star, will be based on the Stephen King novel Dr. Sleep. And birthday's Thursday, Boy George turns 57, while Pretty Little Liars star Lucy Hale turns 29. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Sylvester Stallone is at the center of a sex crime allegation. Los Angeles DA's office is investigating a claim against the actor from the 1990s. Stallone has denied the allegations through his spokesman, who added that Stallone and the woman making this claim had a consensual relationship. Kim Kardashian West and Alice Johnson meeting in person for the first time Wednesday. The reality star met with President Trump earlier this month to campaign for Johnson release from prison. Johnson served 21 years of a life sentence for a first-time nonviolent drug charge. She was granted clemency by the president only a few days after his meeting with Kardashian. Oprah's resume continues to grow. She's now set to serve as godmother for a new Holland America cruise ship. The media mogul will christen the new Statendam, although an official date has not been set. The ship will debut in December. Holland America says Oprah and best friend Gayle King will join guests for a 3-day girls' getaway on the new ship in January 2019. Cruise ship for you, cruise ship for everyone there. Finally, a raccoon we first told you about yesterday that became an internet sensation by scaling that 25-story office tower in Minnesota is now safely down and back in the wild, away from any buildings. The female raccoon was caught before dawn Wednesday on top of the tower. They used cat food to get it up there and into a trap. The raccoon was then released later in the day, running off into the woods near a Twin Cities suburb. We hope it stays away from any more buildings. How it made it up there, I'll never know.
I do not understand that physics. Yeah. I do not.
Have a great day, everyone. See you again at 5.
Get to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota for big savings during the Chrysler Pacifica Incredible Sales Event. Get KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for just $23,999. Or save big and get the new Chrysler 300 Touring with an MSRP over $30,000 for just $21,999. That's a savings of over $8,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota today.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free. You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
Imagine a world filled with pillow fights, playgrounds, and the search for the perfect climbing tree. Every kid deserves that world, but 1 in 5 kids in America struggle with hunger. At No Kid Hungry, We're committed to creating a world where every kid eats healthy food every day. We raise funds, we help families, and we lift up communities.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com.